whichever bed he sleeps in, and he needs to wake up in the morning, pull on his Union Jack underpants and his Union Jack socks, and give himself a little bit of bollocks, and then turn around just like Trump and say, no, this is the way it's going to be. We're not playing by those rules. That's what I know. It's the most powerful country in the world, but that's effectively what he's done. Now, with him, of course, he's making things up on the fly, isn't he? So sometimes he's making ridiculous decisions, but he's allowed to do that. Do you know why? Because he's the president of America. He was democratically elected. He had a landslide. Now, Sir Keir, you're very keen to tell us that you had a landslide. I mean, you didn't. I mean, you did very well because everybody else was so SH1T. But you need to model, channel. Is that what they call it, the kids? Channel it and find your inner Nigel Farage. And I know it's a dreadful shame because you were so anti-Brexit, but how odd that Brexit is going to save your miserable neck. You're the most unpopular prime minister ever. You could have gone to Jag today, which is what you kind of hinted at in the Sunday papers, and said, I'm scrapping the green energy thing. I'm scrapping the electric car demand. You know where? I saw my old mate today on the telly. Danny Kelly used to work with me at WM. He was on GB News talking about the car market. The car market's nosedived. It's done a kamikaze dive because people were being told, no point in buying a new tranny. I'm talking about a van, by the way. You can't buy a new tranny because in a few years' time, they'll be obsolete. Now, they've changed that today. I think they've given us a bit of extra time for us to enjoy our tranny. But it's ludicrous. We're never going to be ready by 2025, 2030, 2035, whatever stupid date that Miliband has set. Miliband needs sacking, Starmer. You need to pull on your Union Jack underpants, find your you-know-whats, and basically get on with it. Sack Rachel Thieves. She's a liar. She's a cheat, and she can't do maths. She's not even as good at math. Are we meant to call it maths now? Or maths as Diane Abbott. That's how bad she is. Boot her. You need to boot her because she's useless. You also need to get rid of Miliband. Miliband is a laughing stock. The only person who's funnier than her in politics, unintentionally, is Ed Davey, the leader of the Lib Dems. But if you're not careful, he's going to get into power. There'll be some kind of coalition. We need you, Starmer, to say, I'm putting Britain first. And if you saw him at Jaguar Land Rover today, he's just stood there so awkwardly. That's why I found the most awkward shape I could today, using a bit of AI, to sum up how he felt. You know, when I got him in that suit, standing by that E-Type, he looks terrible because that's how he looked on the telly. He couldn't inspire anybody to fight. And let me tell you, we're in a war. We might not be directly in the trade war, but we're in a war. And I said that before the weekend. We should be siding with Mr. Trump, not with Europe. He's still mad keen. I bet you he's got knickers. Sorry, he doesn't wear knickers. Who started that rumour? Underpants, which have got the European stars on. He's a Europhile through and through. He was hoping that because of Ukraine and him being such a statesman and the coalition of the useless, it would get us back in there by the back door. Trump has pulled the rug out on that, hasn't he? By having this trade war, by saying, I'm fed up of you lot in NATO and in the EU taking a mickey, not paying your due whack. This is what it's all about. And now Trump's been encouraged by that, and he's just going to keep pushing. What we need to do, we need a leader who's going to be on Trump's side, not on Europe, because the coalition of the useless. I mean, how much history do you need to know that they've never really stepped up to the mark? Russia stood up to the mark more than them.